Mic check. Should be good. Should be good. Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. Getting started early today. Just turned 8:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We had a good time hanging out with the baby all weekend. Took her to multiple parks. Had a great time. She loves the outdoors. So, which is great because we love the outdoors. So, with that, hope all of you had a great weekend too. Hopefully you can get outside. Yesterday was pretty windy though. And we're already into Tuesday. We're already into Taco Tuesday. Yesterday was windy, not as much today. And tomorrow's going to be even warmer. But we're not a weather channel. Over here. But good morning. What's the title? Apple and ANF, a.k.a. Abercrombie and Fitch, continue to crash. Yes, they do. Right? Yes, they do. Apple's was almost I don't know what, 3.7 trillion dollar asset at one time. I don't know. It's down 15% and it's still above 3.3 trillion. So yeah, probably at least 3.6 trillion dollars, and now it's down 15%. Hasn't retested this 200-week moving average in a very, very long time. Got very close here, April 2024. Got close here, January 2023, but has not retested it all the way since January 2019. So it's been on an incredible run, and but now it's breaking down. So we'll get into it. 9 o'clock on the dot. Jay Carter. Yep. Fire. Deepak Kumar Seando. APT chart, please. I don't know what Seando means. I don't have a Google Translate in front of me. Sorry. Yeah. So Apple daily chart, right? We'll do a quick recap and we'll cover Apple. If you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome. And if you're returning, even better. Good to see you back on here. Jay Carter, good to see you back. We will cover stocks, cryptos, altcoins, Bitcoin, indices, all that the first half of the live stream. And we'll start off with Apple and ANF. And then the second half of the live stream, make sure to get in all your chart requests early. Early birds get the worm, and put in all the details, right? The ticker symbol, for example, if the ticker symbol is APT, awesome. Let me know if it's stock or crypto as well, and then put in all the details. Are you long? Are you short? What's your plan of attack? What are you looking at? All that stuff, so that we can search for it quickly, and then we can talk about it through what your scenario is through my lens, right? So, Apple. All right. So the recap is, had a nice push up over here in November. It was starting to get overbought, as you can see with the orange candles. Getting overbought is sometimes when the magic happens. So we have a magic wand as like an inside joke. Getting overbought sometimes when the magic happens, followed by a reverse candle. If you look at it, there was bearish divergence. The indicator is not picking it up on the current settings that it's on. What are the current settings? Okay, we'll just leave them. It's not picking up the bearish divergence, but there's bearish divergence here. And depending on what the settings you change it to, will determine if it's picking up the divergences or not. So you can change those inputs. Sometimes I flip back and forth from time to time, but for the most part, kind of leave them where they are, right? So after the bearish divergence followed by a reverse candle, and then we saw a candle close just below the trending dots. The probabilities continue to increase that we were going to see lower prices, followed by another candle close, followed by a sell signal way down here with the candle close. And then now it's been you could call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 trading days in a row of downward movement from the peak. So hasn't been a significant bounce yet. And like I said, it's down already. Well, it was from wick to wick, almost 16%. Almost 16%. That's a pretty big move just from December 26th, right? So from December 26th, not even a full calendar month yet, and it's already down 16%. It's not an altcoin, right? It was a $3.5 trillion asset, and within like 3 weeks, it's already down 16%. So it's already taken out this pivot low over here with the wick, and so any gains, if you're not buying and selling, right? If you're not buying and selling, any buys from this area you're already underwater, right? So if you bought this dip anytime up here, you're already underwater. So doesn't mean it couldn't have a bounce in the near future, right? Expect bounces along the way. Got a new gap over here. It is starting to get oversold, at least shorter term, but it can remain oversold. Just like it was remain overbought, it can remain oversold. And now we look at the weekly chart, and the weekly chart has a lot of similarities to the daily chart. You have the bearish divergence, price was overbought on the weekly chart, bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle. So the daily chart and the weekly chart both had divergence, both had a reversal candle, and now price is breaking down, right? So there were warning signs. Even after these warning signs, there was a nice retracement down over here, right? Never had a sell signal, but it did drop 17% after that reversal candle. Now the reverse candle over here, and from the wick to wick so far, 16%. This time it's got a pending sell signal in the weekly chart. So we could see much lower prices. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not today, maybe not this week. But if the weekly chart gets a sell signal, and then we'll find out if there's some follow through after that. The last weekly sell signal, price continued downward, right? For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 weeks, right? From that last sell signal over here. And from the sell signal was another 9, almost 10%. So if you were to get another sell signal over here and it came down another 9, 10%, it would bring you to target 4, right? I'm not saying it's going to 0. I'm not saying it's officially going into a bear market, right? But that would be pretty massive. Another 9 to 10% from the top. See, wick to the middle is about 23%. If you go by the definition of like Investopedia, I think they've talked about it on Investopedia. If a stock corrects 20% or for a 6-month period, they consider it a bear market, or investors consider it a bear market. So 6 months and or 20%, or possibly even both. So if it went on for like 6 months, most likely, if it's going through a correction for 6 months, it's possible price comes all the way back down, fills that gap, and retests the 200-week moving average, right? 30% correction, that would definitely be a bear market by anybody's standards, especially over a 6-month period. So just keeping that in mind, it's a possibility. It's a pending sell signal. And like I said, it's getting oversold already on the daily chart. So it doesn't mean that price couldn't flip back around, right? retest the trending dots, maybe even higher, creates a lower high, and then continues back down, right? So that takes time to play out. So however long it takes to play out, or maybe it's not even that bullish, comes down, maybe even hits target 3, comes back up like this, and then finishes down here like that, something like that. So as of right now, it's bearish on the daily chart. It's flipping bearish on the weekly chart. Weekly chart is obviously lagging compared to a daily chart. And if we look at other things on the daily chart, the MACD is crossing below the 0 line. Weekly chart, like I said, had bearish divergence and now already had an RSI sell signal early January. And then we had a MACD bearish crossover last week. And here we are, pending sell signal now on Apple weekly chart. So that's Apple. Is it showing us something? Is this a one-off? Or is Apple one of the Magnificent Seven and has been propping up the NASDAQ, and part of the NASDAQ pumping is because of the Magnificent Seven? I forget the percentage that the Magnificent Seven actually runs the NASDAQ or the SP 500. It's a pretty high percentage. So if the Magnificent Seven was pumping, so was the NASDAQ. Well, if the Magnificent starts to go through bigger corrections like Apple is, then will the NASDAQ follow, right? So that's the thought process. So Apple could be the first one. Apple is leading the way on the way down, and ANF as well. So talk about taking a while to play out. Let's see. Apple, yeah. So ANF, right, had a massive run. And the reason why I'm pointing out ANF, right? I've never traded ANF ever, but you can see the buy signal on the weekly chart was May 2023. And according to internet searches, Abercrombie and Fitch was one of the top performers of 2023. And just think, that's where price was at the end of 2023. And then 2024, it had that blow off top at 197, right? I'm sure there were some stock splits along the way, blah, blah, blah. But so that massive run from the 200-week moving average at $24, massive run from May 2023 all the way up 711%. And that was over a span of 53 weekly candles, right? 372 days, basically over a year, right? So for a 1 year run, 700+% Abercrombie and Fitch. So it was a massive bullish run. And then eventually the bull runs end, right? It's not up forever. SMCI already showed that to us. Again, I think that one pumped like 1,900 to 2,000%. I can't remember. I can't remember all the exact percentages, but SMCI pumped like 1,900, 2,000%. And now it went all the way back down to the 200-week moving average on SMCI, right? Went all the way back. So here we are. It peaked in May of 2024. Now we're at this is 34 weeks. It's more than 6 months, right? So more than 6 months. Investopedia is saying that some investors believe that 6-month period for stocks is a bear market. So pumped hard for a full year, and now for 6 months it's been correcting and going through a correction, breaking down. And there was a sell signal on the weekly chart last week, and now there's starting to be some follow through. There was a MACD, the RSI sell signal way back here in July, and now after the bullish crossover on the weekly chart, one last little bull trap, and then now it's had another MACD bearish crossover last week as well with the sell signal, and now it's crossing below the zero line. That's what I'm pointing out over here. It's crossing below the zero line, and that's another bearish milestone. So what we have is price has hit 2 out of 4 targets to the downside so far. The probabilities are increasing that target 3 will be hit. You've got this head and shoulders on the weekly chart, right? This head and shoulders is breaking the neckline. And so the probabilities are increasing not only for target 3, but then target 4, and then even coming back to retest the 200-week moving average, since it has not retested it since May of 2023. So it's due. It's due for a bigger correction, and it is currently correcting right now. So you're going back to Apple, has hit 2 out of 4 targets so far to the downside. And we'll see what happens after that. We'll see how the weekly candle closes. It's still early. It's not even, it's only Tuesday. So we got Wednesday, we have Thursday, we have Friday. Thank you, Buster G. Smash the like button. Yep. Caesar, good afternoon. Welcome back. So pending sell signal over here. Hasn't hit target 3. ANF has not hit target 3 yet, but what a massive run that was. 700%. Can I find SMCI quickly? Let's see. Super micro. Yeah. So again, from the bottom, right? The 200-week moving average, price was below $5. Price was below, let's see, this last buy signal over here, 2,400%. And after that pump, this was the SMCI was the classic Wall Street cheat sheet. Pumped up, right? Pumped up 700%. Consolidated, and then had that blow off top, 2,400%, 2,700%, whatever it was. Followed by the 40% drop, right? 45% drop, followed by the return to normal. Trap some more bulls. We're going back to the moon. It's up only, and then fall out to the 200-week moving average. This is the classic Wall Street cheat sheet, right? The Wall Street cheat sheet. Most of you probably know that by now. In 2021, you may not have, when I posted the Wall Street cheat sheet a lot in 2021. But I'm sure most of you know that now. If not, you can Google search Wall Street cheat sheet, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The blow off euphorium, followed by the 40%. It's like a 30 to 40% drop. In this case, from wick to wick, it was 45%, followed by a return to normal, right? The bull trap, followed by rug pull all the way back down. So that's SMCI, Apple, ANF, right? So the big drop, what was this drop over here? This drop was 38%, right? Then a return to normal. It was bullish over here, and then the drop. So starting to look a lot like SMCI. Obviously, it didn't pump as hard, so it's not going to dump as hard. But the 200-week moving average is all the way down here at $64. So that is Apple and ANF continue to crash. Now let's switch gears over to we'll circle back to the NASDAQ, but let's switch gears over here to Bitcoin and just kind of check in Bitcoin. So interesting that the head and shoulders is still not invalidated according to TradingView's free indicator. It's saying that it's still not invalidated. So something to keep an eye on. One thing that is let's see, the Head and Shoulders is not showing you Head and Shoulders on this exchange. What is this one? Binance. And then, but on Bitstamp, it still is. So it's saying it's not invalidated on Bitstamp, but it's saying it is invalidated on, because it was showing on both, right? I'm pretty sure. But on Binance, it's no longer showing the Head and Shoulders, right? So, but over here on Bitcoin, what's interesting, right, is it took out this wick yesterday at 108,351. And there's two major interesting things that may not be interesting tomorrow. We don't know. We don't know if it will still be interesting tomorrow. But it's interesting yesterday and it's interesting today. So it took out that wick, but the candle closed all the way back down here, right? Wicked all the way back up, 106, and we'll find out where the candle close. If the candle is going to close back above this horizontal line or not, taking out this candle close over here. That to me is more important than the wick, right? I know there's a lot of wick guys out there, wiki people out there, but I'm more about the candle close. It's not really how the candle starts, but how it closes. So it started all the way up here, right? $125,000 watch parties, right? And then closed back all the way down here. What else is interesting? What else? It's currently bullish, right? It's currently bullish. But could it be like this bullish move similar to what we saw on ANF and then just drops after that, right? It's possible. It's possible. So we're keeping an eye on it. We're keeping an eye on it. 5-day chart. Oh, the 5-day chart, right? So here's where we're at on the 5-day chart. MACD crossover. Last week, I pointed out there was let's see, January 6th, I pointed out that there was a 5-day MACD bearish crossover, right? There was a 5-day bearish MACD crossover, right? So I was posting about it. I was letting people know. And then this week, the MACD was crossing back over bullish, right? And it could. Right? It could cross back over bullish, just like it did over here. It's possible. It's possible. It's still early in this 5-day candle. It just started today, right? So I posted that there was now that there's a 5-day. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I did, right? Let's see. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. All right. Let's find out. There we go. Okay. So January 20th. So let's see. Yeah. Yesterday. Right? It was showing higher when it was like price is like 109, I think it was. And the MACD was much higher. And then it closed below. So let's see. Doesn't matter. Let's go back over here. So when it was pumping yesterday, when it was pumping up, like say 109, the MACD was much higher. Then when it closed back below 102, the 5-day MACD would close the daily candle and the MACD was back below it. There was no more pending bull cross on the 5-day chart, right? So there's a lot of time remaining in this 5-day chart. But when it closed yesterday, yesterday's close was on, it already happened, right? No, it closes today. I think it closes today, 21st. So when it closes today, so the yesterday's daily candle, the MACD was well above a bullish crossover, but it closed the daily candle below it, right? So it closed below it yesterday. Today, it could be crossing over with a bullish crossover, and doesn't mean it couldn't, pump back up for a few more days and then cross back over again. It is possible. We talked about that in the last live stream, comparing, I think it was comparing NVIDIA and I don't know. We were comparing NVIDIA on and Apple, I think it was, on another bullish crossover, and then price did go higher, not as high as what people thought, and then there was another bearish MACD crossover with divergence. So that would look like, so a couple thoughts. Maybe it doesn't close like that way today. We don't know yet. Still, what, 7 or 8 hours remain. So it may not close with a bullish crossover as it's pending. It's currently pending right now. Otherwise, it could have that crossover. Price continues higher, right? Makes a new all-time high. And then there's another bearish MACD crossover after that. And that would actually be something similar. And this is a 5-day chart, so this would take some time to play out, maybe another month or two. And that would be similar to NVIDIA, right? But it could be that bearish divergence as well. So we'll see. There's two thoughts on it. One thought is, or the third thought would be that it does something like this. I think that is less likely. I think it's possible, but I think it's less likely. So it could close the end of the 5-day chart today with no bullish MACD crossover, or it could cross over, pump up higher, pump price up higher. Maybe it's like 110, 115, 120, and then there's another 5-day MACD bearish crossover, and at that point, I would say that the bull run is over. Right at that point, then I would officially call it. So I'm not there yet. So far, just a local top. So we're gonna see how this plays out. And of course, MACD isn't even a part of my actual trading strategy. I'm on the daily chart, and but I do look at it from time to time. So we'll see how you would you start drawing it out like this, right? If it starts breaking back down over here and then starts closing back below the trailing dots, then the MACD is probably also starting to cross back over or uncross itself, right? So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, a lot of cocky bulls out there. Just like, at the bottom, there were a lot of doom and gloom cocky bears at like 15, 16, 17, $20,000. And I was buying that dip at 16,800 with 5x leverage, right? There was a lot of cocky bears and doom and gloomers at 15, 16,000. When I posted that 5-day bearish MACD crossover, there was a lot of cocky bulls out there, a lot of them. Up only crew, right? So beware. That's what I'm seeing on my feed, on my X feed, is that there were a lot of cocky bulls out there. So just makes me weary, and just doing my best to stay neutral, right? Staying neutral. I'm not calling for the market top yet, right? It's currently bullish on the daily chart. Weekly chart is still currently bullish. I'm just talking about that there are potential bearish signs. There's no MACD bearish crossover on the weekly chart yet. So all things considering, the daily chart is bullish, the weekly chart is bullish, but you start getting these higher time frames, they're lagging indicators, right? The lagging indicators. So the 2-week chart is currently ultra bullish. There is bearish divergence showing on the RSI 2-week chart. Could be additional bearish divergence, but there's no MACD bearish crossover. By the time a 2-week chart has a MACD bearish crossover, price is already down 20%, most likely, right? So it is very lagging. Monthly chart still ultra bearish. I'm sorry, still ultra bullish, right? Not bearish. Still ultra bullish on the weekly, monthly chart. No MACD bearish crossover, right? No MACD bearish crossover. But again, if you're waiting for a MACD bearish crossover, you can see that price is already down in 2021 from wick to wick on a bearish MACD crossover. Price had already dropped 52% from wick to wick by the time a MACD bearish crossover happens, right? So me personally, not waiting for a MACD bearish crossover, but I'm just pointing out that it's still an uptrend until it's not, right? So we don't know if that's starting to happen now or if the trend is still your friend, right? So that's the monthly, that's the weekly. Bearish divergence on the weekly chart as well, right? The MACD histogram has been decreasing until this week, but the week's not over. It's early in the week. It's early in the week. Already came back to retest those trending dots. And then, of course, dropping down to the daily chart. So that is the daily chart. You start getting candle closes back above, right? And then seems like there's going to be a 5-day MACD bullish crossover, and then could play out something similar to the hold NVIDIA, right? Speaking of NVIDIA, I'll just show you again of what I'm talking about on NVIDIA 5-day chart, right? So is the daily chart. Go to the 5-day chart. So let's see, right? So here's the 5-day chart. Had that crossover, and then there's that bullish crossover. Price, I think price went higher. Yeah, price went higher. So from this crossover here to there, price went up higher. So you have this bearish crossover here, pumped up another 50% from wick to wick, and then had another bearish MACD crossover, and it's been going through. It's currently down. So far, it went down almost 17%, right? Almost 17%. And even though it had a bearish MACD crossover a second time, there was a wick that went all the way up to the double top wick at 153. So just because there's a bearish MACD crossover, it doesn't mean that in the shorter term, prices can't pump up higher, right? I could prove that to you over and over and over again. There's on a higher time frame, there's a MACD bearish crossover, and price goes higher shorter term. So, circling back over to Bitcoin, right? You look at the MACD bearish crossover a couple weeks ago, and sure enough, price wick to wick, 23%, right? Sure enough. But it's a higher time frame. So, it's telling us that the overall trend longer term could be starting to go through its correction, whether it's today, tomorrow, a couple weeks, a month or two. We don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but it's starting to have signs of a bigger correction, right? Just like when it was starting to cross back over here, there's already a buy signal at $60,000, just above $60,000 on the 5-day chart. And just as it was crossing back bullish over here, it went on a nice run up, right? A nice run up from that crossover, another 70%. So we'll see how it plays out. And after that bullish crossover, price still came back. So you had that bullish crossover, price still came back 10%, right? Still came back 10% in the shorter term after a bullish MACD crossover on the 5-day chart. Woo! 33 minutes. don't think I'm having maybe I was gonna have a live stream on Thursday, but I don't think I'm gonna be having a live stream on Thursday or Friday, the end of the week. I have a minor it's supposed to be a minor surgery on tomorrow. So I won't be doing a live stream probably the end of the week. Even though they're doing a surgery, a minor surgery, uh, then they're still putting me under for like an hour. I don't know. I don't know. I thought they would just numb me. I thought they would just numb up the area that they're the doctor thinks it's benign and it's not cancerous whatsoever. But they're cutting out some fatty tumors, and they cut out some fatty tumors from me uh, 25 years ago, and they were benign, meaning not cancerous. And they didn't put me under for an hour. Like I was awake when they cut out like 3 fatty tumors, but this doctor wants to put me down or put me under for an hour while he cuts out like a few more fatty tumors, and then they're going to test it just to be safe. But he's not concerned about it. I've had these some fatty tumors for like 20-25 years. So, but just keeping an eye on it. I am 45, but yeah, I won't be doing a live stream because of that. So, and then it'll be me and the nanny for a couple of days only. Nanny during the day, me at night, taking care of the baby because my wife's got to go to Northern California for her grandmother of 97 years old passed away. So lived a long, good, healthy life, 97 years old. And so she's going to go up for the funeral and spend time with her family up there. So I'll be on baby detail over here. So we just didn't really want to travel with the baby to San Francisco area. So I'd rather just stay home with the baby. And then I've got the nanny Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'll take the night shift. I got the night shift. So that's where I'm at. So probably no live streams after that. So maybe we'll spend like a full hour today. But that's Bitcoin. So probably no more live streams this week. What else? Bitcoin dominance started to break down, and now continues higher, right? Continues higher on Bitcoin dominance as of right now. Still above this trend line, right? Still above it. Couple fake outs to the downside, flipped right back around. Ethereum, still no breakout on Ethereum, right? Still no breakout yet. Woo! Still no breakout. Ethereum BTC still has not found the bottom. Algo, there's a breakout on some of the crypto assets, trying to hold on for dear life on the trending dots. Still currently bullish, but for how long, we don't know. If you start getting candle closes back below the trending dots and you get a sell signal over here on some of these crypto assets, then the top or the bottom might not be in. It's too early to say. It's too early to say. Luis, a little late in the video moving like slowpoke. Huh. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Maybe just no big drops or big movements up to the upside. Maybe you just mean it's kind of flat today. So that's Algo. Training dots are trying to hold on right now, as of right now. Doesn't mean it couldn't come back and retest this downward trend line. It is possible. Flips bearish and then flips bullish again. But this was kind of like the line in the sand here. Price did come back down, hit 4 out of 4 targets to the downside. It's possible a retest there, and then that's the line in the sand again. If you start closing back below there, something's off, right? Something is off. Would you be waiting for that? Would you be waiting for candle closes back below 25 cents? I wouldn't be. Speaking of, trying to hold on for dear life. Cardano, right? Cardano, is it putting in higher highs and higher lows? Too early to say because it hasn't taken out that 122 yet, 123. It is closing back below the trending dots again. So it's a battle right now. Is this a higher low? Is this a higher low? Is this a higher low? We don't know. We don't know. But it did take out this pivot point over here. And if it puts in another higher low, that could be a good sign for higher prices. H bar still trending upward. It's coming back to the trending dots as of right now. XRP broke out, had that buy signal, put in that higher low over here, and then took out this pivot point and kind of led the way to the upside over there. The only thing, though, if I have to point out one thing, is that there's currently bearish divergence, right? Currently bearish divergence. Of course, you start taking out this pivot point and continues higher and higher, then that divergence could disappear. But just something to keep an eye on, that it did break out. It did make a higher high officially, right? Still an uptrend, still bullish. But if you have to point out anything to stay neutral, there is bearish divergence on XRP. So just keeping an eye on it. Just keeping an eye on it. XLM, similar thoughts to Algo, Cardano, HBAR, all that stuff, right? Sand, Mana, Filecoin, all came back to back test. Chainlink, I could show you at least 50% of Head and Shoulders not playing out. This one probably, according to the free indicator of Head and Shoulders on TradingView, according to this indicator, it's not invalidated yet, but it is taking out this. If you get a candle close above here, then I think it invalidates it, right? It already took it out with the wick. So you could probably say that it already was invalidated because it's drawn to the wick and these wicks took it out. Like I said, how many times can I show you that a pattern doesn't work out more than 50% of the time? And then to actually hit the target itself, probably 30 to 35% chance that price actually hits the target of the pattern, right? So I don't trade patterns. I don't trade patterns, but just showing you another instance where this head and shoulders pattern does not work out. Should be invalidated, in my opinion, with those wicks, because since it's all drawn based off the wicks on this head and shoulders algorithm. So Solana broke out, wick tire, closed tire, and so it's still an uptrend as of right now on Solana. Could Near break out in the very near future? Could be breaking out in the near future, right? So that is Near. Still back into, well, price is back into target 4. Probably hit target 5, but I didn't draw target 5. So probably hit target 5 though. And now it's back up into target 4. Could be seeing a potential breakout in the near future. Get it? Dot. Similar thoughts. Fetch, Theta. You get the point, right? You get the point. Gold broke out. Is it going to break out of this consolidation finally? Whew. We don't know. We don't know. Check some things real quick. Okay. Let's go back to the live stream. So that's gold was breaking out. The last buy signal was January 7th. Silver, fake out to the downside. Maybe the correction's over. Back above the upward trend line over there. Long term, upward trend line going all the way back to February 2024. Longer term. I wouldn't say it's long term. NASDAQ almost hit target 2, similar to Bitcoin. Bitcoin never hit target 2, and now the NASDAQ daily chart is currently bullish right now. Caution is Apple is breaking down, so we'll see how it plays out. SP 500, similar thoughts. You do have these longer term targets to the upside, and you have shorter term targets to the downside. So it just depends what chart you're looking at. I could show you a 5-minute chart, a 1-minute chart, daily chart, weekly chart, etc., etc. And there's gonna be different targets for all different time frames. But this is the daily. This was based off of the weekly. So we'll see how it all plays out. Again, caution is Apple breaking down. What's going on with miners? Bitfarm. Oh, that's Marathon Digital, CLSK, Iris Energy. Man, choppy, chop. I've been saying for a few years now, especially in the Discord, almost 3 years now in the Discord, I've been talking about they're like catching lightning in a bottle. So it's going to be very, very hard to trade them on a regular basis. And eventually they hit and they pump hard and then they dump hard. So it's like catching like lightning in a bottle. And I wouldn't trade more than lunch money on the Bitcoin mining stocks, right? So it's like catching lightning in a bottle. And will you catch lightning in a bottle? Or go to higher time frames and try to catch a lightning bottle on a weekly chart. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, it's for education purposes only, and hopefully, we have a little bit of entertainment along the way. Woo-wee. So that's the weekly chart. There's a breakout there at $10. No lightning being caught in this bottle as of right now on the weekly chart. MSTR. Is this the return to normal? Right on MSTR, you've got after a huge move to the upside, there was a 47.5% correction, right? Is this the return to normal area? Maybe price pumps back up, turns to normal, 57%, and then finally fills this gap. It partially filled the gap, and then after, wait, let's see, this correction. What if it's like a 3-month correction type of like return to normal, and then it comes all the way back down? I don't know. Could it be that? I don't know. It's currently bullish on the daily chart. It is pumping higher, right? After that 47% correction. So we'll see. Lemonade all the way back to the 200-week moving average, right? All the way back to the 200-week moving average. PayPal. So it's not invalidating this head and shoulders from this wick with or the daily candle close. So that's interesting that the head and shoulders free algorithm on TradingView did not invalidate that head and shoulders, right? Could be a bearish engulfing candle. There's a gap down there, small gap, but there's a gap. So something to think about. Longer term, though, still bullish longer term. And my thoughts are price is going to come up and eventually retest that 200-week moving average. It's been my thoughts for a couple of years now. While it was going through bullish divergence, for a couple of years, I've been talking about price retesting the 200-week moving average. And here we are. It was $50. It was all the way up to $93. Currently at $89. Oh, I'm not traveling anywhere. My wife is. My wife is going to the funeral. Me and the baby are staying home, and we'll have the nanny during the day to help out. And but at night, I'll be on daddy daycare. The wife's flying into San Francisco. If we take the baby, we probably would have drove, and to take a couple of days and drive with the baby 6 hours each way. Ugh, no thanks. We just did that for the holidays, and I don't feel like doing it again. So I don't feel like doing it again. So I'm staying home with the baby. It's just easier. Divide and conquer. Just easier. It's easier for me to take care of the baby at home at night because she usually goes to bed at like 6:30 p.m. anyways. So it's just a matter of daddy daycare for like 3 hours, and then if she wakes up during the middle of the night, I'll be getting up with her. So that's about it. That's about it. No big deal. So that's PayPal weekly chart. SoFi, so good. SoFi, so good. Retested the 200-week moving average, right? Talked about it back here when there was no 200-week moving average. Would it retest it eventually? Looks like it probably retested it back here. And now it's just pumping hard. The weekly chart is ultra bullish. It's probably a gap somewhere around here. No? Huh. No gaps. Interesting. Okay. Well, the weekly chart is ultra bullish on SoFi weekly chart. Woo! Found support here at the trending dots. Adios. Adios. What else? What else? What else? Anything else? Apt chart? I'm assuming that's crypto. Not yet. Someone must have had me chart it a while back. So not much really to report on Apt. If I were to draw it out, it's gonna be something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the daily chart on Apt. Let's look at the weekly chart. Still bearish, but this could be a low, a higher. So you got the low over here at just under $5 closed. Then you had a $5.37 higher low, lower high, somewhere in between. I don't know. It's kind of a range bound, really. If you look at it long term. So that's the way I can look at it. Not much really to report on the weekly chart. That could be a balance on the daily chart. But the weekly chart, the trending dots are curling over. And the last couple of times that the trending dots curled over on the weekly chart and it was bearish, it didn't flip back around bullish for a while. You could see a while, right? So from this sell signal to this buy signal was April to September. This sell signal with the trending dots, April 2023, and this was November 2023. So, take that for what it is, right? Not much really to report. Weekly chart is bearish. Daily chart is bearish. Maybe you could catch a bounce over here. Maybe there's a retracement, right? So that's the way I'm looking at APT. If that's what the one you're wanting me to look at. Tesla. Yeah, not much really to report since the last time I probably covered it. I don't even know if these targets are dialed in or not, but I might have just eyeball tested it. And with the eyeball test, target 1, and target 2 were hit to the downside. According to the eyeball test. I don't know if I can't remember if I drew them out or not. Talking about this buy signal and trying to break out to the upside. Price came back, retested the trending dots. Also could be a bearish engulfing candle, right? I mean, it's somewhere in between. Tesla can get very choppy. It can trend hard, and then it could get choppy as well. So that's Tesla. Let's see, it corrected about 23%. So it's currently bullish on the daily chart as of right now, but will it remain that way? I don't know. The MACD hasn't crossed over. There's no RSI buy signal. So it's possible this bounce could get sold off. It's too early to say. Buster G. 4-hour chart, still bullish, right? So a pretty big gap down here, 255. Another one at 220. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But it's currently bullish on the 4-hour chart and the daily chart. That's the only hope I can give you. The weekly chart is still bullish. So bullish on the time frames as of right now. Slow poke. Yeah. Yep. I guess so. 2% today. But getting bullish on the daily chart again. So we'll see if there's going to be some new all-time highs. If not, see another one showing that it was not invalidated on the head and shoulders, which is interesting. So let's keep that in mind. Let's see. Meta. Not much to really report. Amazon. I was drawing out these lines. It's bullish momentum. It started going parabolic, started correcting back down. It's currently above this one here. So start breaking below this longer upward trend line, then could see a bigger correction after that. But as of right now, currently bullish on Amazon, Microsoft. When, we don't know. Bearish divergence, possible lower high. Let's look at the weekly chart. Trying to hold on to the trailing dots. So somewhere in between. Let's see. Could be the lower high, right? It's not confirmed yet. But this could be the bearish divergence followed by a lower high. But like I said, it's not confirmed yet. And so we'll see how it plays out. That's the weekly chart. Still currently bullish, trying to hold on. Still currently bullish on the daily chart, trying to hold on. But eventually, you would think that price will come back and retest the 200-week moving average. So, but bullish as of right now. Google. Some of these I haven't looked at in a while. So, not much really to report. I think that's about it. Let's see what else. What else? Wow. Look at that head and shoulders play out. Didn't hit the target. So 30 to 35% of the patterns didn't hit the target, but about 50% of them go in the correct direction, right? So the fact that it didn't pump all the way back up here, it wasn't invalidated, right? So came all the way back down. Got very, very close to hitting the target, but did not hit the target yet, right? It's according to this, it's still a possibility on SMCI. So that was interesting. We will see. We will see. ANF, Apple. What else? What else? What else? Anything else? Mike, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, getting close to that 1 hour mark. Let's see how we're doing on likes and everything. Still we think never said we would see sub 40. Said it's always a possibility, but still bullish as of right now. But all the cocky bulls coming out, right? All the cocky bulls coming out. All the cocky bulls. So just that sometimes is a sign, right? Sometimes is a sign when the bulls are so cocky. Where is the? Oh, there we go. There we go. 16 likes. Ooh, that's it. That's it. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, here come the ads. First Capital Financial. 15 likes, 2 reposts, and 4 comments. That's it. Ouch. Ouch. That hurts. I'm not gonna lie. That hurts. That hurts. Ooh. I don't think I can keep going. I don't think I can keep going. You gotta help me, help you, help me. What else? What else? Anything else? Anything else? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Another head and shoulders at the bottom for T Doc. Oh man. Oh man. Another head and shoulders for T Doc. Lemonade. Yeah, let's see. What else? Anything else? Doge. I know a lot of people ask me about Doge. That's Doge. Still looking at the same, similar. Not much has changed there. I guess we could look at some of the versus BTCs, right? Filecoin versus BTC, Mana, Dot, Near, Sol versus BTC, Doge versus BTC, ADA, AVAX versus BTC. How are the Bitcoin ETFs doing? Right, hit one on a target as well. Missed target 2, just like Bitcoin did. So is the tail wagging the dog, or is the dog actually wagging its own tail? I don't know. We don't know. So that's HODL. What else? I haven't looked at Shop in a while. Shop has a head and shoulders too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Pending buy signal over there on Shop. Shopify. Shop. Moscow Exchange. I gotta turn the head and shoulders off. They're everywhere. Monthly chart, University of Michigan sentiment bottomed out here June 2022 and now is increasing to the upside. As of right now, November 2024, it's already January 2025. So they don't report the data quickly, that's for sure. Total reserves, that was November. Any new data? Home sales was November. Whew. Really, really low, right? Really, really low. United States existing home sales, according to National Association of Realtors, aka NAR. What else? United States rent inflation, 10-year yield has hit 2 out of 4 longer term targets so far. Just missed target 3 on the 10-year yields. We drew this out a long time ago. I was pointing it out when it was breaking out here. No, not there. When it was breaking out here in 2021, the rates were starting to flip back around. And let's see, February, March. This is when I actually got out of the mortgage and real estate business. It was early 2021. had stacked up multiple 6-digit swing trading wins. And I was like, oh, I don't need the mortgage and real estate money anymore. And let me just do the swing trading. And in hindsight, it was great timing, right? It was great timing. Went out on top in 2021. 17-year career. So the career started was the 2005, right? So low interest rate environment the whole way. Not bad. What else? That's the 30-year, 2-year. What else? Motor vehicle retail sales. November 2024. Peaked in 2019. Lower high here 2023. What else are we looking at? Dates of recession. Oh, has not. How convenient. How convenient this chart hasn't been updated since April 2024, right? How convenient. I'm not saying, but I'm just pointing out that it is convenient during an election that has not been reported of recession. So maybe after January 2025, or maybe they just stop reporting it altogether, right? Maybe they just stop, and then it'll be the hindsight crew that, oh, it was a recession since, let's see, this is a monthly, updates every quarter, right? But it hasn't updated in several quarters. Oh, no, monthly. This is still the monthly chart. So hasn't updated, and here we are, January, right? Here we are in January. Has recession started? I don't know. They don't update the numbers. Dates of U.S. recessions as inferred by GDP-based recession indicator. So there you go. Hasn't been updated in what, 9 months? What else? Real personal income hasn't been updated in a few months. Total vehicle sales, November. Government debt was updated last month, 36 trillion, still trending upward, right? Still trending upward since forever. Woo! Probably nothing to worry about. No big deal. M2 money stock, right? Had the crossover here in about a year ago. So it was decreasing, crossover, and hasn't made a new all-time high yet, but it is currently still bullish. Last time it was updated was November 2024. Wilshire 5,000. May 2024 is the last time it updated. What's the point looking at it, right? What else? Monthly chart. United States. You got it. What's this? Initial jobless claims. Nothing to see yet. Nothing to see. Right? That's the monthly. What about the weekly? Okay. What else? Home prices, monthly chart. Hasn't been updated since November. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. That'd be crazy. That would be pretty crazy. Housing inventory. Let's see, December. Bankruptcies, September. Yeah, I think that's about it. Ooh, hour and 7 minutes. Bitcoin still daily chart. So again, you get that daily candle close back above that horizontal line, then we're gonna start looking at things even more differently. Even more differently. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's, where is it? Hold on. Let me there we go. Let's try to get this dialed in. Let's go 1. Highest daily candle close, December 17th. So far. Highest wick so far, yesterday. Okay, that's about it. With that, hope everyone has a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. And I'll still be posting charts. I just won't be doing any live streams because I will be going into my own surgery. And then I will be going into daddy daycare mode at nights. So we'll need to keep some of my energy during the week. And but I'll still keep posting charts. With that, have a good rest of your day. Thank you for all of your support, and we'll continue to sniper the markets together. Adios.